Rise of the Silent Fleet. Dr. Sarah Chen stared through the Quantum Observatory's viewing port at the prototype vessel floating in the massive underground dock beneath Europa's ice. The ship's dark hull seemed to absorb the facility's harsh lighting, its surface rippling with subtle patterns that reminded her of a sleeping predator. Project Shadowfall had taken 15 years of her life, but watching the quantum drive core pulse with controlled power made it all worth it. Final diagnostics are complete, Doctor, her AI assistant Araya reported through her neural link. The quantum field is stable at 99.97% efficiency. The Concordat sensors won't be able to detect it. Sarah allowed herself a small smile. The Galactic Concordat, with all their supposed technological superiority, had no idea what humanity had achieved in secret. Their protective restrictions on human technological development had backfired spectacularly. Instead of keeping humanity safely contained, they had forced them to innovate in ways the ancient alien civilizations had never conceived. The facility's security alert chimed, and High Commander Elena Rodriguez strode onto the observation deck. Her uniform bore the hidden insignia of the Terra Defense Initiative, an organization whose existence was kept secret even from Earth's public government. The Concordat's inspection team will be arriving at the Jupiter checkpoint in 6 hours, Elena announced without preamble. How ready are we? Sarah turned from the viewport. The quantum drive is fully operational. We can move the entire silent fleet without leaving a trace in normal space. The only question is, are we ready for what comes after? Elena's expression hardened. The Concordat has kept humanity bound by their regulations for too long. They claim it's for our protection, that younger species need guidance. But we've seen the classified reports. They're afraid of us, Sarah, afraid of how quickly we adapt and innovate. And they should be, Sarah replied, bringing up a holographic display of the fleet's capabilities. The quantum drive doesn't just hide our ships, it fundamentally alters how they interact with reality. We can achieve faster than light travel without entering their monitored hyperspace lanes. Our weapons can strike without crossing normal space. We've made their defensive doctrine obsolete. A proximity alert flashed, and both women turned to watch a massive shape emerge from one of the other construction bays. The HFY Prometheus, humanity's first true quantum dreadnought, moved with impossible grace for its size. Its hull was covered in the same light-absorbing material as the prototype, but at this scale, the effect was both beautiful and terrifying. The other nations are ready, Elena said softly. The African Confederation, the Pan-Asian Alliance, the Americas Union. Everyone has played their part. The public shipyards have been building decoy vessels for years while we constructed the real fleet down here. Sarah nodded, remembering the countless nights of work, the thousands of scientists and engineers who had dedicated their lives to this project. The Concordat believes they've successfully restricted our military capacity to a few hundred conventional ships. They have no idea we have a fleet of over 1,000 quantum-capable vessels hidden across the solar system. Elena's comm unit chimed with an encrypted message. She read it and her posture straightened. The Council of Nations has given the final authorization. Operation Starkiller begins in 3 days. Sarah felt her heart rate increase. That's earlier than planned. What changed? Our deep cover agents in the Concordat's inner circle discovered something disturbing, Elena explained, bringing up a classified report. The Concordat isn't just restricting our technology. They're actively suppressing any species that shows signs of developing quantum mechanics beyond a certain level. There are records of entire civilizations being guided into technological dead ends or suffering mysterious accidents when they got too close to breakthroughs. They're terrified of anyone discovering what we found, Sarah realized. Quantum technology doesn't just change the rules of space travel and warfare. It challenges their entire understanding of the universe. Their power is built on controlling access to hyperspace and conventional FTL technology. A subtle vibration ran through the facility as more ships powered up their quantum cores. In docks and hidden bases across the solar system, humanity's real fleet was awakening. Sarah watched the status reports flow across her neural link display, each green indicator representing years of secret work and sacrifice. "Send the signal to all project leads," Elena commanded. "Begin final preparations for Phase 1. We'll need to move quickly once the inspection team is done with their routine visit." She turned to Sarah. "Are you ready to make history, Doctor?" Sarah looked back at the Prometheus, its quantum core pulsing with possibilities that the Concordat had never dreamed of. "They've always treated us like children playing with toys," she said. "It's time to show them that humanity has grown up, and we've learned some new games they won't enjoy at all." As klaxons began to sound throughout the facility, marking the start of final launch preparations, Sarah couldn't help but feel a mix of pride and apprehension. Humanity was about to change the galaxy forever, and there would be no going back. The silent fleet would soon rise from its hidden berths, and the Concordat would learn that their greatest nightmare had been developing right under their sensors. The quantum revolution was about to begin, and humanity would lead the way, whether the ancient powers of the galaxy liked it or not. Breaking the chains. Fleet Admiral Marcus Rivera stood on the bridge of the TSV Prometheus, watching the Concordat inspection fleet depart Jupiter's orbit through quantum-enhanced sensors. The alien ships were impressive by conventional standards. Sleek vessels wrapped in the distinctive golden-hued alloys that marked them as products of the Concordat's privileged core worlds. Inspection team reports no anomalies detected. His XO, Commander Diana Patel, reported with a hint of satisfaction. "They're transmitting their all-clear to Concordat Central. As far as they're concerned, humanity's fleet consists of exactly 287 approved vessels, all safely within technological parameters." Marcus allowed himself a brief smile. "And our actual numbers? 1,243 quantum-capable ships. Admiral, the silent fleet is fully assembled and awaiting your command. All vessels report quantum cores at optimal efficiency." The bridge crew worked with focused intensity, their neural links creating an invisible web of communication and coordination. Humanity had learned to hide its advances well. Even the neural technology they used was carefully shielded, appearing to Concordat scans as simple computer interfaces rather than the quantum-enhanced direct neural connections they really were. "Signal from Terra Defense Command," Diana announced. "Operation Starkiller is authorized to proceed. Phase 1 begins in 30 minutes. Marcus nodded, feeling the weight of history settling on his shoulders. "Send the encrypted wake-up call to all fleet elements. It's time to show the galaxy what humanity has been doing in the shadows." Across the solar system, hidden ships began powering up their quantum drives. The Prometheus's advanced sensors showed them as ghostly echoes, vessels that existed in multiple quantum states simultaneously. To conventional sensors, they were completely invisible. "Priority message from Dr. Chen at Europa Base," Diana reported. "The quantum network is online. All ships are linked and synchronized." This was humanity's true advantage, not just the individual capabilities of their ships, but their ability to coordinate through quantum entanglement, creating a battle network that operated outside normal spacetime. The Concordat's much-vaunted faster-than-light communications would seem primitive in comparison. "Begin Phase 1, Marcus commanded. "Deploy the quantum buoys." Thousands of small devices emerged from hidden bays on the silent fleet's ships. The buoys scattered throughout the solar system, each one carrying a portion of Dr. Chen's revolutionary quantum technology. As they activated, they began to create something unprecedented, a quantum field that encompassed the entire solar system. "Buoy network at 60% coverage," Diana reported. "Quantum field is stable and expanding. Concordat ships are not detecting the deployment." Marcus watched the tactical display as humanity's hidden strength revealed itself. The quantum field would do more than just hide their ships. It would fundamentally alter how spacetime behaved within its influence. The Concordat's carefully controlled hyperspace lanes would soon become irrelevant. "Message from the African Confederation's quantum facility on Titan," Diana said. Their deep space sensors have detected multiple Concordat battle groups in nearby systems. Standard patrol patterns, no indication they suspect anything. They're about to suspect quite a bit, Marcus replied. Status of the quantum field. Network is at 95% coverage. Field stability is optimal. We're ready for the next phase, Admiral. Marcus took a deep breath. This was the moment of truth. Signal all ships. Execute quantum shift. The silent fleet shimmered and seemed to blur, their quantum drives allowing them to exist in multiple states at once. To any conventional sensors, the ships would appear to scatter randomly throughout the solar system. In reality, they were creating a quantum defensive grid of unprecedented sophistication. Quantum shift complete, Diana confirmed. All ships report successful transition. The fleet is now operating in quantum superposition. Send word to Earth, Marcus ordered. Tell the Council of Nations that the solar system is secured. They can proceed with the announcement. On Earth, humanity's unified government was preparing to deliver a message that would shake the foundations of galactic society. They would declare not just their independence from Concordat oversight, but their emergence as a quantum-capable civilization that had surpassed the Concordat's understanding of physics itself. Admiral. Diana's voice carried a note of urgency. Long-range quantum sensors are detecting multiple Concordat fleets altering course. They're heading toward Earth. Right on schedule, Marcus said grimly. They're responding to the automated distress calls from their inspection team. As far as their sensors show, all human ships just vanished simultaneously. He straightened in his command chair. Signal all ships. Prepare for Phase 2. Let's show them exactly what humanity has become. The bridge crew worked with practiced efficiency, their neural links allowing them to coordinate complex actions with mere thoughts. The quantum field hummed with potential energy, ready to demonstrate capabilities that the Concordat had long thought impossible. Message from Dr. Chen, Diana reported. She says the quantum cores are performing beyond expected parameters. We have even more tactical flexibility than we planned for. Marcus nodded, watching as the first wave of Concordat ships began to emerge from hyperspace at the edge of the solar system. They were in for quite a surprise. Humanity was done playing by their rules. All ships, battle stations, he commanded. Let's introduce the galaxy to the new humanity. The one that doesn't ask for permission to grow. The Nemesis Protocol. Supreme Archon Xilax of the Galactic Concordat stared at the holographic display with all four of his eyes, his crystalline form pulsing with agitation. The human's quantum field had rendered their entire solar system opaque to conventional sensors, and the first response fleet's attempts to penetrate it had ended in embarrassing failure. Impossible, muttered First Observer Krell, his tentacles writhing in distress. They were contained, monitored. How did they develop this level of technology without detection? Because we underestimated them, said a quiet voice. Ambassador Lyra, representative of the enigmatic Myriad Collective, stepped into the light. Her silver-scaled form shifted colors as she moved. We assumed they would think like us, develop technology along the same paths we did. Instead, they found a door we didn't even know existed. The emergency chamber of the Concordat's inner circle fell silent. Deep beneath the surface of Capital World, the most powerful beings in the galaxy grappled with a situation unprecedented in their million-year history. The quantum barrier they've erected, Lyra continued, it's not just defensive. Our deep space arrays are detecting ripples in space-time. They're accessing quantum states that we've deliberately avoided for eons. They don't know what they're about to trigger. Xilax's crystalline surface darkened. Initiate the Nemesis Protocol. Supreme Archon, Krell protested. That measure hasn't been activated since the Dark Age. The consequences will be less severe than what happens if we allow quantum manipulation on this scale to continue. Xilax interrupted. Send the alert to all Concordat worlds. The humans must be stopped before they. A sudden tremor shook the chamber. Warning signals flared across multiple displays. Multiple quantum anomalies detected, an operator announced. They're appearing throughout Concordat space, but they're not coming from the humans. Lyra's scales turned ash-white. We're too late. They've awakened. In the depths of human space, Dr. Sarah Chen was the first to notice something wrong. The quantum field surrounding Earth was detecting disturbances that shouldn't exist. Tears in reality that seemed to pulse with malevolent purpose. Admiral Rivera, she called through the quantum network, "Are you seeing this?" "All ships are detecting it," Marcus confirmed from the Prometheus. "Whatever these anomalies are, they're not natural, and they're not human in origin." Sarah's hands flew over her control interface, neural link streaming data directly into her consciousness. The quantum signature. It's like nothing we've ever seen. But there's something familiar about the pattern. It's almost like... She froze as the realization hit her. They're alive. These quantum distortions are alive. Through gaps in reality that humanity's experiments had inadvertently widened, ancient beings stirred from their eternal slumber. The quantum dreamers, as the Concordat had named them eons ago, were returning to the material universe. On the Prometheus, Marcus watched with growing concern as more anomalies appeared. All ships maintain quantum field integrity. Whatever these things are, don't let them through our defenses. A new signal cut through all communications, a tight beam transmission from the Concordat's inner circle. Ambassador Lyra's face appeared on screens throughout the human fleet. "Humanity," she said, her scales shifting to emergency red. "What you've done, you don't understand. The quantum technology you've developed, it's not just about faster ships or better weapons. It's resonating with something that should have stayed sleeping." Sarah felt a chill as she processed the data. The Concordat wasn't restricting our development to keep us weak, she realized. They were trying to prevent this. 3 million years ago, Lyra continued, our civilizations faced an enemy we couldn't comprehend. Beings that existed in quantum superposition, that could reshape reality itself. We didn't defeat them. We couldn't. We could only put them to sleep by restricting quantum manipulation throughout the galaxy, creating a kind of technological sedative. Marcus watched as his quantum sensors detected more tears appearing in space. "You could have told us the truth. We might have understood." "Would you?" Lyra asked. "Would any species willingly accept limits on their potential without trying to find a way around them? We chose to be the villains, to be the oppressive bureaucrats everyone could hate, because it was better than explaining the alternative." A massive quantum distortion suddenly erupted near Mars, larger than any before. Through it, something began to emerge, a shape that seemed to exist in dozens of dimensions at once, its very presence causing reality to buckle. "They're here," Lyra whispered. "The quantum dreamers are awake, and they're hungry." Sarah's mind raced through possibilities as she watched the horror unfold. The quantum technology they'd developed, could it be turned against these beings? Could humanity's fresh perspective on quantum mechanics find a solution that the ancient races had missed? "Ambassador," she called out, "we need to share information. Everything you know about these entities, everything you tried before. Humanity's quantum technology might be what woke them, but it might also be the key to stopping them permanently." On Capital World, Xylax watched the quantum rifts spreading across known space. The time for secrets was over. If the galaxy was to survive, ancient enemies would need to become allies. "Release all restricted files on the quantum dreamers," he commanded. "Send them to the humans. And may whatever gods exist have mercy on us all." The galaxy stood on the brink of a war unlike any before, not for territory or power, but for the very nature of reality itself. And humanity, the upstart race that had dared to break the rules, might be the only hope for survival. Echoes of trust. The war room deep beneath Europa's ice was crowded with beings who, just days ago, would never have been allowed to know of its existence. Dr. Sarah Chen stood before a quantum hologram displaying the spread of reality tears across the galaxy, while beside her, Ambassador Lyra's scales shifted through shades of deep concern. "The quantum dreamers are following a pattern," Sarah explained, highlighting clusters of anomalies. They're not just appearing randomly. They're targeting quantum active zones first, feeding on the energy there before moving to conventional space. Like a fire-seeking fuel, Marcus added from his position at the tactical table. The fleet admiral's uniform bore fresh battle marks. The Silent Fleet's first encounters with the entities had proven that even quantum-enhanced weapons had limits. Lyra gestured with a silvered hand, and the hologram shifted to display ancient Concordat records. In the First War, they consumed entire sectors before we understood what we were facing. Conventional weapons passed right through them. They existed in too many quantum states simultaneously to be affected by normal matter. But that's also their weakness, Sarah said, excitement creeping into her voice. Look at these readings from our latest encounters. Every time they manifest in normal space, they have to partially collapse their quantum state. They're vulnerable during that moment. We just haven't been able to hit them hard enough. The room's quantum sensors suddenly pulsed with warning. A massive tear was forming in the Centauri system, larger than any yet recorded. The assembled leaders watched in horror as 3 colony worlds went dark, their quantum signatures simply vanishing. They're getting stronger, Lyra whispered. Each reality they consume adds to their power. Soon they'll be able to manifest fully in normal space without any vulnerability at all. Sarah's neural link flashed with incoming data as her team's simulations completed. We've been thinking about this wrong, she said, manipulating the hologram to show a new model. We've been trying to fight them in either quantum space or normal space. But what if we could force them to exist in both simultaneously? Marcus leaned forward, his tactical mind grasping the implications. Split their consciousness across multiple states, like a quantum version of divide and conquer. Precisely. Sarah brought up the schematics for the Silent Fleet's quantum drive cores. We can modify our quantum field technology. Instead of using it to hide or travel, we turn it into a quantum state amplifier. Force them to exist in all possible states at once, stretching their consciousness so thin that they can't maintain coherence. It would require incredible power, Lyra cautioned, more than any single fleet could generate. Then we use multiple fleets, Marcus said firmly. The Silent Fleet, the Concordat ships, everything we can gather. We create a galaxy-wide quantum web. Sarah nodded. But we'll need help. The Concordat's records contain critical information about the Dreamer's quantum signatures, and we'll need every scrap of quantum theory from every race that's ever studied it, legally or not. Lyra's scales shifted to a deep blue of decision. I will speak with the inner circle. The old restrictions no longer matter. Either we trust each other now, or there won't be a galaxy left to protect. The next 12 hours were a blur of activity. Sarah's team worked alongside Concordat quantum theorists, breaking down barriers of secrecy that had stood for millennia. The Silent Fleet's quantum network expanded to incorporate alien vessels, creating a communication system of unprecedented power and scope. In orbit around Jupiter, the TSV Prometheus underwent radical modifications. Its quantum core was enhanced with hybrid technology, human innovation combined with ancient Concordat wisdom. Similar changes were being made to ships throughout known space, creating an armada unlike any in history. The Dreamers are approaching Sol, Marcus reported during the final briefing. Long-range quantum sensors show them moving as a unified group for the first time. They know we're up to something. Sarah stood before the assembled fleet commanders, human and alien alike. The trap is set. When they enter the solar system, every ship will activate their modified quantum fields simultaneously. The overlapping fields will create a quantum cascade, forcing the Dreamers to manifest in every possible reality at once. And if it doesn't work? Asked a Concordat fleet lord, their crystalline form glowing with concern. Then we die knowing we tried something new, Marcus replied. Which is better than dying the same way you failed 3 million years ago. The quantum sensors screamed a warning. Multiple massive tiers were forming at the edge of the solar system. The Dreamers had arrived. All ships, battle positions, Marcus commanded. "Remember, timing is everything. We get one shot at this." Sarah watched through the quantum observatory as reality itself seemed to warp and twist. Through the tears came shapes that defied comprehension, beings that existed in dimensions beyond normal understanding. "They're so beautiful," she whispered, watching the quantum dreamers emerge in their true form. "And so hungry." The trap was set. The combined fleets of humanity and the Concordat waited in formation, their modified quantum drives humming with power. In moments, they would either make history or become it. Sarah's hand hovered over the activation control, her neural link synchronized with every quantum core in the system. "May our dreams be stronger than theirs," she said softly, and began the countdown to humanity's greatest gamble. Beyond the veil, the solar system blazed with quantum fire. Thousands of ships, their modified drives pulsing in perfect synchronization, created a web of reality-warping energy that transformed space itself into a glittering multidimensional lattice. At its heart, the quantum dreamers writhed in fury as they found themselves caught between states of existence. "Quantum cascade is stable," Sarah reported from her station on the Prometheus. "Field integrity at 97% and holding." Her neural link streamed data faster than any conventional system could process, coordinating the massive effort across the fleet. The dreamers' response was immediate and devastating. Reality tears began forming inside the quantum web itself, threatening to shred the carefully constructed trap. Several Concordat ships vanished instantly, their quantum signatures scattered across 1,000,000 possible timelines. "They're adapting faster than predicted." Lyra's voice came through the quantum network, her usual calm shattered by urgency. "The cascade isn't containing them. They're learning to use it." Marcus watched as the tactical display showed more ships being lost. "Dr. Chen, we need options. Fast." Sarah's mind raced through quantum calculations, searching for a solution. The dreamers were entities of pure quantum potential, beings that had evolved beyond the constraints of single-state existence. The cascade was trying to force them into multiple states, but they were turning that to their advantage, using the energy to expand their consciousness even further. Then she saw it. The answer had been in front of them all along. "We're doing this backwards," she announced, her fingers flying over the control interface. "We're trying to spread them out, but that's what they want. That's how they feed, by existing across multiple states." She locked eyes with Marcus. "We need to collapse them instead." Understanding dawned in Lyra's expression, like forcing a quantum particle to choose a single position by observing it. "Exactly. Every ship, reverse quantum polarity. Don't try to expand the field. Concentrate it. Create a quantum singularity that forces everything to exist in one state, one reality." Marcus didn't hesitate. "All ships, execute new formation Delta. Concentrate quantum fields on these coordinates. Authorization Rivera Alpha 1. The combined fleet moved with precision that would have been impossible just days ago, their quantum-linked systems allowing for perfect coordination. The glittering web of energy began to contract, focusing inward like a closing fist. The dreamers sensed the trap transforming and reacted with cosmic fury. Space itself buckled as they fought against the collapsing quantum field. Ships that were caught in their death throes vanished in bursts of quantum fire. "Field collapse at 60%, Sarah reported, her voice tight with concentration. "We're losing containment in sectors 7 through 12. Reroute power from the outer rings," Marcus ordered. "Everything we have into the core containment." Through the quantum network, Sarah felt the agony of the dreamers as their multiple states of existence were forced toward singularity. They were ancient beyond comprehension, beings that had evolved to transcend the very concepts of space and time. And now, for the first time in their existence, they were being forced to choose a single reality. "Containment field at maximum compression," she announced. "Ready for final collapse on your mark." Marcus stood on his command deck, watching the swirling quantum maelstrom that their combined technology had created. "All ships, prepare for final surge. Dump everything you have into the field on my mark." He took a deep breath. 3, 2, 1. Execute. The quantum singularity flared with the combined power of thousands of ships, human and alien technology working in perfect harmony. For a moment, reality itself seemed to hold its breath. Then the dreamers screamed. It was a sound that existed not in normal space, but in the quantum realm itself, a cry of beings forced to abandon their transcendent existence and choose a single state of reality. The quantum sensors overloaded, neural links crashed, and for one eternal second, every being in the solar system shared a glimpse of what the universe looked like through the dreamer's perception. When normal space reasserted itself, the tears in reality were gone. Where the dreamers had been, there was only empty space, sprinkled with a strange, crystalline dust that sparkled with quantum potential. "Status report," Marcus called out, his voice hoarse. "Quantum field is stable," Sarah responded, checking her readings. "No signs of tears or anomalies. The dreamers, they're gone. Not destroyed, exactly. More like transformed. Forced into a single state of existence." Lyra's voice came through the quantum network, filled with wonder. "You did it. You found a solution that we never even conceived of in 3 million years." "We all did it," Sarah corrected her. "Human innovation combined with Concordat wisdom. None of us could have managed this alone." In the days that followed, the galaxy began to change. The Concordat's inner circle was reformed, with humanity given a full seat at the table. The restrictions on quantum technology were lifted, replaced by a new protocol of shared research and development. The crystalline dust left behind by the dreamers became the focus of intense study, promising insights into quantum mechanics that would revolutionize science across known space. On the observation deck of the Prometheus, Sarah stood with Marcus and Lyra, watching Earth shine blue and beautiful in the distance. "What do you think they really were?" Sarah asked, gesturing to a sample of the crystal dust floating in a containment field. "The dreamers? Perhaps they were what we might have become," Lyra suggested, her scales shifting thoughtfully. "A civilization so advanced they transcended normal existence, until we reminded them that sometimes, having limits, choosing the single path, that can be its own kind of freedom." Marcus smiled. "Well, one thing's for certain. The galaxy will never be the same. The old barriers are gone. Now we all move forward together, into whatever dreams await us next." The quantum crystal sparkled in its field, a reminder that in the vast universe, there would always be new mysteries to solve, new boundaries to push, and new reasons for all species to work together. Humanity had proven itself not just through strength or technology, but through the ability to see problems from new angles, to dare the impossible, and to trust in cooperation even with former adversaries. The future was uncertain, but for the first time in galactic history, it would be faced by a truly united galaxy. And that, perhaps, was the greatest dream of all.